I was on a date with a cute guy from my college chemistry class when the professor I've been trying really hard not to have a major crush on walked into the restaurant with a date. Before my professor could see me and notice how completely jealous I was that he was with another woman when he had kissed me at a New Year's party a couple weeks earlier, I forced my gaze back to my date. Because no one is supposed to know that I kissed my super hot professor before finding out that I was in his class the next week. Especially since my dad is a university president and would totally fire his butt for touching his only daughter. I tried to focus on my date, but I ended up only half listening since my attention kept drifting back to my professor's table as I tried to figure out if he was on a first date with this gorgeous woman or if he'd gotten a girlfriend in the few weeks since our steamy kiss in the hot tub. And when I heard him laugh at something his date said, I ended up dropping my spoon into my bowl of ramen and ended up splashing some of the spicy broth into my eye, which instantly burned like lava. And I tried to dab it out with a napkin, but when that didn't work, I had to rush to the bathroom to try and splash some water on it. But of course, on my way to the bathroom, I had to walk right past my professor's table. And when he saw me, I knew that it had to look like I was crying about something my date must have said to me or something, which was just great. I was able to take care of my eye, and after taking a deep breath, I stepped out of the bathroom, hoping to finish my meal with what little dignity I had left. But before I could get very far, I bumped into a tall figure just outside the bathroom, and when he turned around, I found myself face to face with none other than my professor. Yep, Dr. McSteamy had come to see if I was okay. He inspected my face and asked if everything was fine, and I told him, yep, I'm great, knowing that I looked completely terrible right then and just needed to get away. But when he asked if my date had done something to hurt me, it kind of took me off guard because it was actually really sweet for him to care, because even though things were so confusing between us, I still wanted him to care about me like that. And suddenly, all I wanted to do was ask him if he ever thought about that party where we had really connected and had that amazing kiss. But then reality quickly set back in, and I remembered that he was on a date. And so I stupidly said, you should probably go back to your date. I'm sure she's wondering why you ran after me. To which he said, no, it's fine. I told her that you're my friend's little sister and that I was just going to make sure you were okay. You didn't tell her I'm your student? I asked. To which he said, not exactly. And all I could think was that I wished I wasn't his student and that I was simply his friend's little sister, because maybe there would actually be a chance that we could be together. Of course, I didn't say any of that aloud, but he must have picked up on my feelings because he looked down at his feet briefly, cleared his throat, and asked, would you rather I told my date the truth about you and me? To which I immediately had to ask, and what truth is that exactly? Because I was so curious what he had been thinking about me and him and everything that had happened since we met. And after studying my eyes for a few heart-pounding seconds, he swallowed, leaned close to my ear, and mumbled, I was thinking about the truth where I kissed you in the Hamptons, and I can't help but picture it every time I see you in my class.